Hey guys, welcome back to Strength with Shan. That would be me. I'm Shan, bodybuilder, strong woman, professional wrestler. Today is Monday the 26th of January and it is the start of week 4 of my prep. I am at the lowest body weight that I've been, so we're still trending downwards and I'm feeling really good, energized and just ready to get on with another good week. This morning I've done my check-in photos for Emma and I've done some rounds of posing. I'm going to get my cardio done later before I go out this evening, and I've instead used this morning to do some food prep because I know that I'm likely to have another really busy day for work, so getting on top of the food prep means my meals are just ready to grab and go. Today is a rest day. Rest days for me are slightly lower in calories than training days. I'm not going to go into specifics about how many calories that I'm eating or anything like that, because I know that for some people, one, that can be tricky, but also I don't necessarily want people to take this as, well, that's what she's doing, so that's what I should do, because the meals that I'm eating and the calories that I'm consuming are right for me in my current body weight and my goals. They get adjusted by my coach and I follow a plan, and that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the right thing for you. So I just wanted to put that out there straight away. So as I said, I've done my food prep. Meal 1 is here ready. I've got egg whites, vegetables and 2 bacon medallions, and I also have some blueberries. As I mentioned, obviously my coach puts my meal plans all together, but that was done based on the foods that I already was eating and consuming and things that I like to eat. I eat 5 meals a day, whether that's a training day or a rest day. I'm gonna eat this now because I'm starving and I have work to crack on with, so I'll catch you guys in a bit. So I'm about to have my second meal of the day. Monday, that meal is at a slightly different time to the rest of the week. So I generally try to keep consistent meal times across the week. Have meal 1 at about 8:30, meal 2 at about 11. Generally it's about 2.5, maybe 2 hours between meals. But on Monday, I always have a call at 11 o'clock with work. So it works better for me to eat my meal before I go into that call. So meal 2 on a rest day is whey protein mixed with water until you get like a puddingy texture, so it's not as watery as when you make it into a shake. Raspberries, that's fresh raspberries, and 20 grams of dark chocolate for healthy fats. This is a nice way of feeling like I'm having a bit of a treat, but still getting protein and micronutrients from the raspberries and my healthy fats from the dark chocolate as well. So I'm gonna get this and crack on with a bit more work before my meeting. So this is my meal 3. It is chicken breast, rice, vegetables and almond butter. This is a nice balanced meal covering everything. I'm nearly at the end of my work day today and it is time for meal 4. This is minced, it should usually be minced beef, but at the moment it's minced chicken because there was no lean minced beef. 5% fat minced beef with potatoes and vegetables. On a training day, this would either be like a pre-gym or a post-gym meal, usually a pre-gym, unless I was training first thing in the morning. But this is probably my biggest meal of the day, certainly the most carbs, but potatoes are a really good source of carbs because they are very voluminous and very filling. So when you're in a deficit, they help keep you full. I'm going to eat this, finish off my last few bits for the day, and then I'm going to be heading to the gym to do my cardio. Today's cardio session all complete, and I'm going to quickly eat my 5th meal before I get myself ready to go out for the evening. 5th meal is Greek yogurt with peanut butter and strawberries. This goes from being my favourite meal to my least favourite meal for some reason. It's one of those meals that sometimes it just absolutely hits the spot, and sometimes I just feel like it's a bit of a slog to eat. But Greek yogurt is one of the best sources of protein in my opinion, and I get this one from Lidl. It's 0% fat. So yeah, I'm gonna eat and get showered and get ready to go bowling this evening. I'm not very good at bowling, so I'm not really sure how it's gonna go. We'll see, but it's always fun, so that's the main thing. Good morning, gang. It is now Wednesday. Apologies, I didn't really film anything yesterday. I filmed one bit and I realised that my camera wasn't recording. So I will try and film that again today. Basically, it was the one meal that's different between my training days and non-training days. So I wanted to show you how I make my cream of rice, because currently I've been eating it as kind of a cream of rice cake and it feels like a bit of a treat. I really like it. So I thought I would show you how I make that. What else is going on today? I'm just making my coffee now. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of handover things to do today. Just slowly getting work off of my plate before I leave this job. I will be going to the gym to train lower later. I'll be going out to get my steps, all that good stuff, you know, the usual, ticking boxes. Meal-wise today, 5 meals as usual. I'm going to crack on with my work and maybe I'll catch you later on. Cream of rice cake time. So, got a bowl which already has my protein powder in. I've used 30 grams of my, I think it's caramel biscuit flavour way. And then we're going to put the cream of rice in, which is currently complete strength sticky toffee pudding flavour. So it's 30 grams of protein and currently I'm on 50 grams of cream of rice. So I'm putting that in the bowl. There we go, perfect, 50 grams. And oh, I also need baking powder. You know, normal baking powder. And I put in a little bit of baking powder. And I mix the dry ingredients all mingling together. Frozen raspberries. And then what I'm gonna do is add water until it goes into a doughy consistency. So I'll add it gently and then I'll show you the dough once I've added the water. Okay, so you can see it's kind of all clumping together in a big doughy consistency. Top tip when you're adding the water is to do it gradually, a little bit at a time, because it goes from like not mixing at all to being like this pretty quickly. So I've now got a bit of, this is an air fryer liner, but you could use greaseproof paper, and I'm basically just gonna plop the dough down onto that. So it's not like super aesthetic, so sorry. And then I'm just gonna flatten it down so it's not too thick, and then it should cook through kind of evenly. Just get all the mixture on there. And then once this is ready, it's just gonna go into the air fryer. I don't really change the settings on the air fryer, so I think it goes in at about 180 degrees. I think it probably cooks for about 14 minutes and then I turn it over just so that it cooks the other side, browns off the other side so it kind of is a bit more even. And I will show you the finished product. While that's cooking, I thought I'd just say I also sometimes have my cream of rice more simple, so I'll mix it up with boiling water, add the frozen raspberries on and mix up my way into like a paste to put on top. But this is something I was experimenting with after doing baked oats when I had oats on my plan, and I really like it, and it's kind of like a cakey texture, so it feels like a bit of a treat, and it's really easy to eat and easy on the stomach, so it feels like a good pre-workout meal, especially as I'm training legs today. Legs is my lesser favourite body part to train. That's nothing to do with legs really, I just prefer training my upper body, so it's good to have something to give me a bit of extra motivation going to the gym. Doesn't have long left on it, so I'll show you soon. Right, time for the finished product. Let's have a look. So this is my cream of rice cake, and if I break it apart, see it's kind of like a cakey texture on the inside. I'm gonna go enjoy this and then go train legs. Friday, gang. Yes, I've finally made it to the end of the week. For me, that currently means I'm off work. I'm changing job next month and I'm using up all my leave before I change. So that means I'm not working any Fridays at the moment, so yay. Currently drinking my coffee and I'm gonna make my cream of rice in a moment. Gonna have it more like the traditional porridgey style this morning because that's kind of what I prefer to eat at this time of day. And then I'm gonna go train pull and do my cardio at the end of my session. Because I was training early today, I didn't go to do cardio before because I want more energy to put into my training session. So cardio gets moved to the end of the session when I'm doing them together. After the gym, I'm gonna come home and sort a few things out, eat, sort myself out, etc. And then the plan is to head into Milton Keynes. So I mentioned that I'm going to be changing job, but I don't have very many work clothes that fit me since doing photo shoot prep last year. I dropped 15 kilograms over the course of that prep. I'm still probably just over 10 kilograms down from where I was when I started. And that means I'm about 2-ish dress sizes down, give or take. It's always hard to tell with clothes because I tend not to just fit one size in one place. So today I'm gonna go shopping for some work clothes. I need to wear things where I can take them on and off easy enough because I need to try things on. So that is the plan, to get a work wardrobe sorted. Right now though, cream of rice time. So I'll show you how I'll make that one as I showed you my cream of rice cake the other day. So I've boiled the kettle ready. This is a new cream of rice. I have had this brand before, but I've not used it for this method for a little while. So you have to bear with me in case I get the ratios of water wrong. So we've zeroed the scales and at the minute I'm on 50 grams of cream of rice. Put my cream of rice in. This is sticky toffee flavour, by the way. I tend to find with cream of rice, I stick to kind of more neutral flavours that will go with anything because they tend not to have a super strong flavour anyway once you've made them. So that's my cream of rice. Now, if my memory serves me correct, the cream of rice to water ratio when I first pour it in was something like 4:1. So I'm gonna just go for it. I'm gonna pour in 200 ml of water and see what happens. Thing is with cream of rice, if you don't pour enough water in the first pour, I find anyway that it goes lumpy. Whereas if you pour more water in straight away, it's less likely to. So here goes. And we want to stir it really well. Initially I'm like, oh, is it too much water? But actually I don't think it is. Let's see how that's immediately thickening back up again. Add a little bit more water. Thing is, it's like I don't want to make it so that it's too sloppy either. It's looking good. Next up on top of this, frozen raspberries. These are just from Lidl, I think. There we go. Okay, so the final aspect of this is the whey protein. As before my meal earlier this week, I make it kind of like a paste. I might want it a little bit more watery than if I was just eating it standalone, but still like a nice drizzle on top. So we have our 30 grams of whey in there, and I'm just gonna add water and mix it and I'll come back. So as you can see, I've added water and I'm giving it a good mix. Kind of want to just make sure that I've got as much of the powder in there as possible. As you can see, it's quite thick, and I think that's about right really. I'm always conscious that adding more water could just make it too sloppy, so I'm kind of happy with that, so I'm just going to go for it. Drizzle that on top of the raspberries, kind of all over. Now I personally tend to make it in a mug because I find it easier to pour because it's got a handle on it, but you can use a bowl or whatever you find easiest to do that. So that is the finished product: cream of rice, raspberries and whey drizzle. And it's nice and warming, and I'm gonna go munch down on that before the gym. is now Friday evening. I've had a busy day. Tara is currently snuggled up on my lap, so we're just gonna watch a bit of YouTube and I'm having a cup of tea, and then I'll be probably ordered to go to bed. Tara likes an early bedtime, which is fine because I do too. Anyway, this morning I trained pull, which was really, really good, and I got a posing practice in as well and did my cardio, which was fab. I managed to get my undercut done at the barber's today. I found a good barber locally that does that now, so I'm happy, and I will be going back there again. I got myself sorted, had one of my meals, and then got in the car to go to Milton Keynes. When I was about halfway there, my tyre pressure warning light came on, and after the events of last weekend, I was like, no! So I managed to pull over into like a truck stop and just check it over. It seemed to be fine, but a guy there saw me and just checked if I was okay, and he had a tyre pressure, like a plug-in one, and he checked my tyre pressures and they were all fine. I reset it, and to be honest, I just drove home at that point because I don't want to risk being stranded somewhere and needing to pay for another call out to my car. I didn't want to risk it. Drove home. I actually ended up just having another meal while I was here because it made sense to do that, and then I was able to borrow John's car to get myself back to the shops. I was able to get the battery in my watch changed while I was there, and I was able to get some new work clothes. So I've got a couple of pairs of trousers and some shirts that will be fine for work. Bit of a weird one though, because I have to take like multiple sizes to the changing rooms now to try on. I'm less like particular about how tops fit, but I basically ended up getting the exact same top but in 3 different colours because I tried on 3 or 4 different types of shirt, and with several of them the issue was that they did not fit my arms, and I didn't necessarily want to get them any bigger because then they start looking really out of proportion. So I gave up and was just like, this shirt fits, so I'm just going to get it in multiple different colours, which is often my solution to buying clothes generally. If I find something that I like, I'm like, I'll just buy one in every colour and that will do. And that's what I call my wardrobe. So yeah, I came home, and obviously Tara had been dropped off before I got home, and she was really happy to see me. It's the best feeling, honestly, having a dog that's just so beside themselves that you exist. It makes you feel bloody special. So that's us for the evening now. And then this weekend, I'm just going to go with John to his gym. So I'll adapt my sessions in that gym. I know the equipment is there. And then I think tomorrow we're going to maybe look ahead towards our holiday that's happening later this year and sort of just plan a few things and, you know, get excited about that. And Sunday, I am heading to Reading to be a ring announcer. So Tara curled up like a croissant. Saturday evening, I'm just about to head to Lidl to get my weekly shop, and then I'm going to do some food prep for tomorrow. Today's been a good day. I had walk. I did have to go back to Timpson's to sort my watch out because it wasn't connecting to my phone anymore. The Bluetooth function wasn't working, but that's now sorted. And I had a really good push session at the gym. As I said, I went with John to his gym. It's a good gym, like it. And they have a whole like chest room, so there's lots of good equipment for a push session. So tomorrow will be legs, and it'll be good to just mix it up and have a session there again tomorrow. I'm gonna go get my food shopping now. I'll try and show you a bit of my food prep, and I also wanted to show you the clothes that I got yesterday as well, so I'll perhaps do a try on of those before I head to bed later, so you can see what I was able to get. In the meantime, I will crack on and get my groceries, and I'll catch you in a little bit. That's pretty much all of my food prepped for tomorrow. I just need to actually make the cream of rice, but I've weighed out the dry ingredients, so that makes it a little bit easier. I think even like my egg whites, I was just like, I'd rather cook them today, have everything ready to go and just be able to grab it tomorrow. I know that I'm somebody that sometimes sometimes time can slip away from me a little bit, even when I'm well organised and well planned and think things through. Sometimes things just slip out of my reach a little bit, and I don't want to be in a situation tomorrow where I need to cook food on a time limit. So I've just done it all today. Thankfully my meat was already cooked, didn't need to cook any meat today because just portioned out, so it's all ready for tomorrow. I am going to be heading up to bed shortly. I will show you the clothes that I got yesterday. Yeah, crack on, do that, get to bed, have a bit of a read for a little while and then get to sleep. I think Tara has already been trying to get me to go to bed, so I can't keep her waiting too much longer. Happy Sunday. I've been to the gym, done legs and got myself ready to go to Reading for United Wrestling. I have made myself look presentable and I'm about to hit the road. I've had 3 of my meals already and I'm excited and nervous and looking forward to the show. So I'm gonna hit the road now and I will catch you in a bit. All done and I think it went quite well. I was really nervous, but I found kind of a flow with it. I gained a bit of confidence as I was doing it and I learned a lot as I was doing it. So it was really positive experience and I hope that I get the opportunity to do that again this year. I am just gonna head home now and get myself in bed. It's going to mean a slightly shorter night's sleep tonight. If I need to take a nap tomorrow, I might take a nap, but I think actually I should be okay. Tomorrow is a check-in day with Emma. I'll do my check-in photos and fill in my form for feedback on Tuesday, and I will obviously have my steps to get and I need to do cardio, but I think I will probably do that at lunchtime on the walking pad at home. I'm going to put it on an incline and get it done then. I'll make sure I get out for a walk when I get up just to help me wake up, and we will push through any tiredness we have and I'll get to bed early tomorrow. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know if you were at United Wrestling and saw me ring announce, or if you've made it this far, comment down below and let me know, and I will see you in the next one.